What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger, along with the Alexis Arguello puppet, that is. Not the real him. Don't get excited, folks.
And I'm your other host, Frank Benjis, and we're back with another one.
And our guest is here. You gotta love that.
Back to back on time.
You gotta love it. You do gotta love it. RYDELL, how's it going, man?
Man, I'm good. How you?
Oh, man, we're good, man. We're good. Where'd he just go? Did we lose him?
No.
There he is. Hey, RYDELL, I got to ask you right off the bat, man, and forgive me for not knowing this, man, when I'm fishing around for stuff on you, a nickname. We're big nickname guys. Does RYDELL Mays have a nickname?
Yeah, it's RYDELL Super Mays Jr.
Oh, you see, you can never go wrong with Super, man. Super is one of those ones that you could slap in anybody's name.
Right.
Good looking out, man. Super is has anybody else used Super?
What'd you say?
Has anybody else used Super?
Zab.
Zab. Yeah. And so 15-2 right now, 14 knockouts. That's obviously a great formula, especially with some of these awful boxing scores that we see. A great approach, right? Just knock them out.
Right. Most definitely. Take it out their hands.
Take it out of the hands. Yeah. I don't know what was going on last night, man, but with the Ryan Garcia fight, some strange cards.
Well, I thought the score, it was a robbery in the Barboza Jr. fight. I didn't think he won that fight.
Right. You thought he did not win it, correct?
Yeah. I thought he lost.
Terrible. Yeah. It absolutely, yeah. That was an atrocity. And I'm a fan, man, but I mean, geez, man, you robbed these.
You could be a fan. He didn't win, though.
No, he didn't win. No, it wasn't his night. What was the scores in the Devin Haney fight? What was the score? The judges' scores.
12 was one of them.
Yeah. Somebody had it even.
15-9, I think was one of them.
And then I think there was a 116, 112 maybe in there.
Something like that. There was a middle of the road one.
Yeah, somebody did have a draw though, but did you end up watching it?
Yeah, I watched it. I couldn't remember what the final scores were. Did one of them give it to Devin?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't vote for Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't see the draw. I don't see the draw.
No. Now, were you one of the people that that were on the fence about his mental status? Because it seems like he kind of trolled all of us pretty damn good.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely felt like Ryan's head wasn't in it. I felt like, honestly, going into the fight, I thought Devin was going to end up stopping Ryan late, and not even just from beating him up. I was thinking that Devin was going to be able to frustrate Ryan, and he was just going to be around the 10th round ready to say forget it.
Oh, Devin's champ.
Yeah, and that's what I said too. I said if Ryan wins, it's going to be for stopping Devin because his chin is suspect. And I feel like Ryan could have stopped him if he hadn't been playing around. He played with him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He could have stopped him.
Yeah. I've never seen a guy get punched in the back so many times.
Right. I mean, but he kept turning his back.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He started winning around and then was like, I'm Floyd Mayweather now.
Yeah.
Do whatever he do.
I don't see anything different happening in a rematch either. I think Ryan's confidence is too high. I feel like Ryan will bully him. I don't see him beating him in a rematch either.
I agree with you. It is a shame that he doesn't have that WBC belt around his waist, though. I mean, if he could have came down a couple more pounds, but he says he physically can do it, though.
I think the weight advantage played a big part in him winning the fight too. So I mean, it really worked out for him.
Strategy.
I think more about winning than the belts. He just wanted to win the fight.
Yeah, he did. And now, so how does a guy like you get into boxing? Because we laugh about this a lot. We always seem to, we've done over 100 episodes. It seems like most people are either kind of led into it by their father, or they're getting in a lot of fights, or both.
I first got into boxing. I was 15. My dad, we just grew up watching boxing. He kept me in the boxing gym. So we he took me to the boxing gym, for the first time when I was like 15. But prior to that, just growing up, I mean, boxing was on a lot more often. It was on TV like 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And we pretty much never missed one when it came on TV. So just grew up a fan of boxing, and took me into the boxing gym when I was 15. And then from there, it was kind of like in and out thing, something I just kind of toyed with and played with until the last couple of years when I kind of started doing a couple years amateur and then went pro.
So growing up watching boxing with your dad, who'd you idolize in the sport?
Roy Jones has always been my favorite fighter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was one of
my. Could do it all.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights of my career. I got to fight in front of him in Alabama. One of my fights when he was there coaching. He was there coaching Mike Williams Jr. and we fought on the same card. So I got to fight in front of Roy and take a picture with him after. So that definitely was a highlight for me.
And the crazy thing about Roy is Roy could do a lot of things that would technically that would make a coach want to pull their hair out of their head, but he would get away with it though, just because of all that talent. You know, I mean,
yeah.
So what about guys that are currently doing it right now? Like, you know, obviously you're competing in the sport, you know, but your peers around you, you know, we're talking about the fight last night. Are there guys that you look at in the sport that you're just a fan of?
Man, I'm probably the fighter I probably like to watch the most is Gervonta.
Yeah.
Just that aggressive southpaw.
He gets a lot of love on here. He does.
Yeah, I like Gervonta. And then I like the athleticism and aggressiveness of Boots.
Yes. Yeah.
Sleeper pick.
That's actually a great signing too, because it looks like Eddie Hearn just from everything they said this weekend, Eddie Hearn just snatched him up too. So that's a good signing right there.
Eddie Hearn, GOAT.
Yeah, huh?
Eddie Hearn's about to be the new GOAT.
He really is. He's really signing a lot of talent, man. He really is. So, and now when you see these gimmick fights, like, you know, and by gimmick, I mean like when we see like MMA guys stepping in against boxers, or we see these Jake Paul type fights, ultimately, what's your opinion of them?
I mean, honestly, you hear it gets a lot of hate. Me personally, I think it's bringing more light and attention on the sport. So I try to look at it from more of that positive light. Especially with guys like the Jake who respect it and take the sport serious.
Yeah.
Not so much so some of the other guys that kind of treat it as a, you know what I'm saying, circus. But the guys like Jake, I respect it just because they're taking the sport serious, regardless of anybody feels about their background or how they came into it. It's putting more eyes on the sport of boxing, which can only benefit the other fighters.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, you're training, you know what I mean? You're training hard, or just put it like this, you maybe need to like fight the best round of your life. What song you putting in the earbuds to bump when you're about to do that?
Man, probably that old Mystical, Here I Go.
Tell me, Benji's. Tell me. You're the hip hop expert.
He's got his own wave.
He's got his own wave.
People in the comments, drop it if you know what it is. Talk to me if you know what it is.
Mystical, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, Mystical the rapper.
Yeah.
I know who that is. I just didn't. I've never heard. I didn't like catch it all the way you said it, but I know who Mystical is. But
his song "Here I Go." That's probably his most famous song.
I know Mystical from, you know what I know him from is from that Wild Boy remix with Meek and MGK and Mystical.
But yeah, this is way before then. This is when he was back like Cash Money days.
He's taking it back. He's taking it back like Shoo Shoo. We had Shoo Shoo on the other day, and he went all the way back to the Get Rich and Die Trying, man. He said his go-to was 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Each his own, right?
I lost you for a second. I lost you. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, right. I'm correct on that. Didn't Shoo Shoo say that his guy was 50 Cent?
Yeah. School too. Shoo Shoo took it old school too.
Yeah. Shoo Shoo took it old school too, man. He did. And so your plans and goals as you're going forward in your career. How active would you like to be this year? I mean, I know we're a couple months into the year already, but.
So I mean, my focus right now is just getting this weight and getting my weight back down, getting back to cruiserweight. That's where I feel like I could be successful. So I'm looking at probably like a July date.
Okay. And so what's the time frame on like when, you feel like, maybe you're already at that point when you feel like you're ready for like, to be on that world title stage. I mean, we're seeing guys nowadays, who get title shots, sometimes with just a few fights.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm looking to just kind of get one fight at cruiserweight, just to kind of get my feet back wet in that
Yeah.
division and getting used back to that smaller size, quicker fighters. And then, I mean, after that, I'll fight anybody at cruiserweight.
I want
So what was
because like this is just way out there, but I'm getting like a southern accent from you a little bit. Am I right? You from the South?
Yeah, I'm from Tennessee.
So I was just taking a train and stuff. I just had for the first time Raising Cane's. So I want to ask you, Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A?
Man, look, I got Chick-fil-A. I got Powerade from Chick-fil-A right here.
Yep.
As an endorsement. That's an
Oh,
endorsement.
no, you said Chick-fil-A. This is Zaxby's. You said Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. I would actually, I almost said Zaxby's first, but I've never had it. But I know it comes with like Texas toast with the chicken. Like that blows my mind.
So I'm a Chick-fil-A fanatic. I love Chick-fil-A. We just got a Raising Cane's here. I still haven't tried it yet. I've heard good things about it.
I just recently had it and I liked it, but I still think Chick-fil-A better though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it out.
And gotta ask, your Mount Rushmore of boxing, for you, and of course this is obviously very subjective. The four guys for you that are the pinnacle. Obviously Roy, because you already brought Roy up.
Yeah. Roy's for sure. I gotta go with. I gotta put Ali on there. I actually got Muhammad Ali tattooed in Louisville, tattooed on my arm. I grew up in Louisville, actually.
Oh, Kentucky guy. All right. Yeah. You can't. There's no way in hell to leaving Ali off of Mount Rushmore. You just can't.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't. I gotta put Floyd on there.
Yeah,
I respect.
Just because what he did in the sport.
He was one of those guys I wish I would have just appreciated while he was there. I can't.
Instead, we were throwing money at pay-per-views, hoping we would watch him lose, and it never happened.
But I wish I would have been like, yeah, this guy's great, and just appreciated it.
Yeah.
A fourth one, I'm not sure. I mean, it's a lot. It's so many names. If I just had to put one in there, I'd probably give it to like a Sugar Ray.
Yeah. Which one? Sugar Ray Leonard?
Sugar Ray Leonard.
In the same vein, Devin Haney's like the new Floyd in my mind. I was so happy watching him get knocked down the other night.
I gotta admit, I kind of was too, man. And I we might get some hate in the comment section, man. But I mean,
Bill though, it's because of Bill, really.
It really is, yeah.
Like it's not really. It's Bill. Like I just hate him so much.
He does walk around. He walks around with that title over his head like he won it, man. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel bad for Devin sometimes, man. You know what I mean? He's a powerful personality, Bill.
Like RYDELL, this dad right here doing the podcast. If I was Devin, I would have told him a forever ago. Shut up, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Stop doing that.
That's tough. But it does seem like though everything that's on social media today, though, it does seem like though that they seem a little more humbled though today.
Oh, yeah. Have they posted anything yet?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because there was a big rumor going around that Devin's jaw was broken. So, like, they're denying that happened. I mean, so they say no broken bones and that, he's okay and everything. But, yeah, if you go on, there's a few YouTube shorts and there's a few, post-fight comments, where Bill's, like, addressing, like, kind of the back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Like, we'll be back. We want the rematch, all that stuff.
I don't want to shout myself out too crazy, bro, but I did go viral off Devin Haney's lumpy face.
Yeah, he did get lumped up pretty good. He did get lumped up pretty good, though, man. I mean, and now, did you expect that to happen at all, or did you have Devin Haney win in that fight? Did you see any way possible before last night that Ryan Garcia could possibly win?
I felt like I had Haney winning in the late rounds by a late round stoppage. I said before the fight, if Ryan was to win, it would be by stoppage because I felt like he possibly could hurt Devin.
Yeah.
After the first round, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
For me, the fight was over after the first round.
I did too. He didn't take that first left hook very good.
No. Ryan could hurt him, and I just didn't see Devin being able to hurt Ryan enough to keep him off of him.
Yeah.
You know, in those points in the fight where Ryan was just had his hands at his hips and he was just walking straight towards him.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt like after the second knockdown, he could have done that until he got him out of there.
Yeah, he could have got him out of there.
I
I feel like if Devin could go back, I feel like he'd let Ryan keep that 1.5 million and make him cut the weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would have never wore that tired ass essential shit either.
I know.
Yeah.
I know somebody told me that he was wearing. I don't know. I think someone was just like joshing on him a little bit, but someone commented on our Facebook page, man, that he was wearing. And it was meant to be a joke, but that he was wearing Uggs. But I looked closer at what he was wearing on his feet last night, though. I don't know what those were, but Devin had something weird on his feet. I got to go back.
Yeah, I've never seen those, but I mean, it's a lot of jokes and stuff. I don't think none of that played a factor. I just felt like Ryan was I think Ryan was just too big and too strong for him last night.
No, yeah. You know, Rydell, how bad social media get though.
Yeah, it gets bad out there. I know. It's and everybody's under the microscope. Nobody's really safe either. You know what I mean? Like it's, and everybody's got an opinion and everything.
Don't wear that tired ass essential shit though, bro. Don't wear it.
It's a no-no. It's a no-no. So your foray up into heavyweights, was that just, what was that like? Just like experimental to see if the division would fit you better?
Well, no, I mean for me, especially when you're with a smaller promoter and you got sponsors and y'all are kind of backing yourselves, it's a lot easier to get heavyweight opponents when you're going through that building stage than it is to find cruiserweight opponents. So that was kind of more so our thing behind it. So now it's kind of like, okay, we want to try to make some type of serious push. So cruiserweight is where I could really compete at.
Yeah, yeah, and are you finding it hard, to drop back down in weight?
Man, for me, really, it's not even really hard. It's just about locking in on the diet and doing the cardio. Because I mean, naturally, me in shape, I'm probably like 205 anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
right. So when you're training, you know what I mean, what's your least favorite part of training? Like, is it the cardio? Is it the row work?
No, it's the diet. I just like to eat what I want. I
hear that. You gotta cut that Chick-fil-A out, right? I mean,
yeah.
Shit.
That's it.
That's murder, man. I mean,
I want to ask you though, side note, like outside of the boxing ring, like what else are you passionate about? Like what other hobbies you got besides boxing?
Man, I like to try to give back as much as I can. So I do a lot of coaching. When it comes to kids, I coach for a youth football organization. I've been doing that like the last 4 or 5 years. And then I do some independent training, helping kids get ready for other sports. So anything I can do to help like the next generation of athletes coming up.
So you were a good athlete when you were in school, like as far as playing a lot of different sports?
Yeah, I played football, basketball. I played football and all through high school. I signed on National Signing Day to Tuscaloosa College to play football. So yeah, I pretty much did it all when it came to sports. Ran track, played baseball growing up.
What position you was playing in football that you got the college looking at you?
They signed me as an outside linebacker.
Yeah, I was gonna say a laser linebacker. Yeah. What about on the basketball court though? Power forward?
Yeah, like power forward, shooting guard position when I played.
Well, maybe you could settle this for us then, man. MJ or LeBron?
If they play one-on-one?
Just who's better out of the two of them?
We know the answer to that right now. We know the answer to that.
Oh, okay. I think from a team aspect, I think you got to take Jordan.
Yeah.
As from a one-on-one standpoint, Jordan couldn't do nothing with LeBron.
Wait. I need you to run that back because hold on a minute. Because but while we here, before we go any further, Jordan wins on a team.
Yeah,
LeBron
for sure.
is the greatest individual basketball player we've ever seen.
Yeah. Individually, I don't see nobody being that because he can do it all. And then just with the size, strength, and speed, it's just I don't see nobody matching that.
I feel like I'm being ganged up on here. I'm not gonna lie. You swayed Rydell right over to your side, man. You played some chicanery there.
Wait a minute, Rydell. How old are you? Forgive me for not knowing.
No, I'm 34.
So he's middle of the road right now. He's not totally on my age range, but he's not totally towards yours. He's a little towards mine.
Yeah.
And he's still saying I mean, listen, you can't argue it.
I guess the debate will just rage on, you know? I mean, it's one of those things, you know? I think he does make a lot of sense. It is a generational thing because I am his father. I am 51 years old. I do remember Michael Jordan constantly killing my New York Knicks year after year after year after year. So I watched it close up, just sticking daggers in constantly.
Here he goes arguing for him, though.
Yeah. It was a different league, a tougher league. Will you at least give me that, RYDELL? A tougher league back then.
More physical.
Yeah,
I think it was a more physical. Now there's athletically, there's way better athletes now than then. The big men are a lot bigger, faster, more athletic. So I think from a skill standpoint, I think the league is harder now.
Yeah.
From a physical aggression standpoint, definitely back then.
Imagine no Jordan coming off a pick and switching on to Joel Embiid instead of, one of those Rick Smiths, some flat-footed guy who wasn't ready to D up Jordan.
Yeah.
Embiid's moving and being able to guard him a little bit.
I'm dismissing all your points right now. I don't want to hear any of them. We're here to talk about boxing. Shut up over there. Him, I mean. I would never dare say shut up to a guy with 14 knockouts. For God's sakes. And so you got a fight date in July. Do you have an opponent yet?
No, so we hadn't got an exact date locked in. The promoter I work with just told me that he's looking at getting me in the ring in probably mid-July. So
do you feel like a championship run or a championship shot would be somewhere in the cards for maybe 2025?
Yeah, definitely 2025. I know in July I told him I'm looking for a cruiserweight with a plus 500 record. You know what I'm saying, from wherever we find one from, and just kind of keep moving from there.
What's the dream matchup?
Have you thought of that new division at all? That's cropping up. That what is it? Super cruiser?
The Bridgerweight.
Yeah, Bridgerweight. Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like that's far-fetched, but I mean, me honestly, I feel like them guys still could be a little big, just because I know if I'm in tip-top shape, I'm probably be closer to 205, and those at 226, you're gonna still have guys coming down from 250.
Right.
Yeah. So do you feel like boxing will always be a part of your life? You said you're 34 years old and you obviously, you like mentoring and working with the kids. Do you feel like life after boxing, and I don't mean to get ahead of you, you're obviously still in an important part of your career. Do you feel like boxing or coaching of some kind will always be like a part of your life even after your fighting career?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I love to stay active in the sport and just kind of give back. And I mean, even if it's not people, probably about 2 to 3 times a year, I'll do a women's self-defense class. And then I'll recruit and get with some other pro fighters and coaches about once a year and do a free kids camp. Because my thing is, any ability you have, that's what we're put here for, is to help each other. So if I can teach some women how to defend themselves and prevent them from being in a dangerous situation, or keep a kid from being bullied because they know how to defend themselves, I mean, that doesn't take much time out of my life to do that. So I think that's something I'd always want to do.
What's the go-to move?
Father of girls, I love that.
Yeah, and I gotta know, what's the go-to move, man? That top move that you're teaching the women, man, to fend off the guys. Is it still the classic kicking the balls?
I mean, I'll mix like that knee in, but I mean, for me, I teach. I'm big on teaching them the stance, how to keep from losing your balance. So I break it all the way down, from showing them, hey, this is how your feet should never be side by side. Just the things that'll kind of put them at an advantage.
That's important work.
I mean, we saw it last night, man. Doesn't matter that you could be the great equalizer.
Yeah,
one shot. Great equalizer.
That's true. And especially a woman giving you a knee to the old balls, man. I mean, Jesus, man, That's always going to work. That's ironclad right there. So, listen, RYDELL, I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. I appreciate you doing it, and I hope you'll stay in touch. We'd love to have you back on again, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Love to be back.
Please stay in touch and certainly keep us up to speed on what's going on, in your career. You got a fight coming up or something to promote, man. We'd love to have you back on.
Okay, will do. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, good talking to you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Take it easy, bro.
All right.
There he goes, folks. RYDELL MAYES, a guy who has the formula figured out. 15 wins, 14 knockouts. That's the way to do it, kids. That's the way to do it. He wants to mentor to the kids. Well, let me tell you, kids, knocking them out, a surefire way.
Seems like a good-hearted guy, though.
Yeah, very good-hearted guy. All about giving back, which we always love that. You know, we've got a lot of guys on here to do that. On my mind right now is Devin Alexander, because he gives back so much to his community. Monty Barrett. We've had so many guys on here that just give back like so much. And you know, the boxing community, you know, certainly full of a lot of tough guys, man. But there's
Monty Barrett. Monty Barrett is a giving back legend.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so much empathy and so many good hearts in the sport. I mean.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
you never can forget about Iceman Scully.
No, no, the patron saint of boxing. No, I would never forget about him. Absolutely not. Yeah, and he's really giving. I mean, and he's really giving back where it really matters. I mean, like right there in his own backyard. You know what I mean? Like for people that are his peers. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to RYDELL MAYES. RYDELL Super MAYES. And I think I did have that in my old notes, because I was going to have him on last weekend, man, and it fell through. But
good nickname, like that.
Yeah, good nickname, good solid nickname, man. We'll give him certainly an A on the nickname. You know, if we had to grade it, I mean,
no, I've never seen anybody. I don't think I've heard that besides Zab.
No.
Zab.
Nope. So you know, and as you heard, was fighting heavyweight, plans on coming down to cruiser. Hasn't ruled out the new Bridgerweight division, but kind of sounds like he has. But you know, it sounds like he's got his mind made up on the cruiserweight division, which I can't even think who's got the belt there right now. Is it Jai Opatai?
He had one.
I know he's a big name. I know he's a big name at cruiserweight, but
I thought he had at least one.
Yeah. I'm not sure, man. That's one of those divisions that oftentimes gets forgotten about, and nobody ever seems to know the cruiserweight champion, except maybe back in the Evander Holyfield days. But
I mean,
we appreciate it.
Opatai was good enough to get it started, but I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but that was an honor having him on, man. That's RYDELL MAYES. Keep an eye on him, man. A guy with dynamite in his fist. 15-2, 14 knockouts. That's the way to do it, man. Don't let it go to the scorecards, kids. For the up-and-coming boxers out there. I know you can't always get the knockout, and you can't always necessarily look for the knockout, but when it's there, take it.
Listen, man, if you don't like and subscribe and hit the notification bell on this channel, you got to be punch drunk.
Yeah. We may send RYDELL MAYES your address and a description of you if we find out who you are.
So, unless you want to see that, I suggest you tap in.
Yeah, because you're not getting boxing convos.
With that being said, shout out Gary Busey, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
And make sure to like and follow us on Facebook. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on the channel. And remember, kids, if you want to be a champion, you got to roll with the champs.